back again. I had an issue editing my videos for some reason. It wasn't working on my Mac, so I just started from scratch. I'll do the Atlantic Division and the Central Division, and then we'll do another one tomorrow and then jump into the West. But so today we got the Atlantic Division starting in the Eastern Conference, and I have the Boston Celtics finishing first in the Atlantic Division with the return of Gordon Hayward, who missed the entire season. Also the return of Kyrie Irving, who missed a good chunk of the second half as well as the postseason. I feel like they should be the best team in that division. Here's the thing, like, Hayward is coming back, so we have to see how he returns. Obviously, I think they'll probably bring him along a little slower. Same thing with Irving. Due to his injury history, I don't think they want to have him take on a heavy load. So his minutes will probably be decreased. And then you have Jason Tatum, who showed last season, probably the second half really into the postseason, the type of player he has the potential to become. And I think it's going to be interesting to see what the dynamic is with those two guys, really, Irving and Tatum. Because like I said, Gordon Hayward, I don't see him being a ball-dominant player. I think he can play pretty much off of the other two. So it's going to be interesting to see how Tatum plays. I know he played with Irving last year, but we didn't see postseason version of Tatum throughout the season. So it's just gonna be interesting to see how it all shakes out. I think they have enough talent to definitely win the Atlantic. Second place, I have the Philadelphia 76ers. They should be good. They were good last season. And they also have Markelle Fultz coming back. He came back at the end of the season, but I think you're going to see a full version of Fultz now. So I think, to me, he's the key to how far they go. I think Embiid is going to be what he is, a very dominant, big, good scorer, rebounder, can play defense. Simmons has to develop a jump shot. If he does that, then he becomes that much more difficult for teams to defend. Fultz showed some explosiveness at times when he came back. So I think he's the key to how good this team can be, how far they can go in the postseason. But I have them finishing second. Third place, we have the Toronto Raptors. They're deep. They added Kawhi Leonard, Danny Green. They traded away DeMar DeRozan, who pretty much, with Kyle Lowry, helped build the new version of the Raptors into the perennial playoff and Eastern Conference contenders that they've been for probably the last 4 or 5 years. It's going to be interesting to see what version of Kawhi we get. I know everybody's wondering, are we going to get the San Antonio dominant on both ends of the floor Kawhi? I think we will, because I think, one, he's playing for a contract. Two, I think he's heard all the rumors, well, not even rumors, but he's heard all the talk about how we quit on his team. I don't believe that personally, but that's a lot of the opinions of the so-called experts going around, that Kawhi quit on his team. So I think he wants to prove something to a lot of people, that he is the same player that he was before the injury. Me personally, I just think the guy came back for about, 9 games. Didn't look as explosive, and I think for him, maybe he wasn't comfortable. We don't know, but whatever the reason, Kawhi decided to shut it down. So I think we're going to get a Kawhi that feels like he's got something to prove this season. Could be scary. You could get an MVP version of Kawhi Leonard. Next, we're going to have, I'll say, the Brooklyn Nets. They have some scorers over there, D'Angelo Russell. They got Dinwiddie, who had a good season last year. So it's going to be interesting.
Really?
I mean, what are you going to get out of Brooklyn? I think they're going to be toward the bottom of the division. They don't have much else. I mean, they can't compete for the division crown. Like, so I mean, there's really not. They don't have a whole lot of young talent. Like I said, they have a couple scorers, but they don't have much else. I mean, they need Brooklyn's probably still a few years away unless they make some trades or pick up some big name guys in free agency. New York bringing up the rear. Porzingis is expected to miss most of the season, I believe. They've got Kevin Knox. They drafted this kid. I think New York wants to see, but also I think the Knicks, they really want to see what they have in this kid. He has some talent. We saw him in the summer league. So I think it's going to be interesting to see how good he can be. Then when Porzingis comes back, whether that's this year or next year, what they can put with him. Knox, Porzingis. So, I mean, they're still missing a few pieces, but, if they can go out and grab a Kyrie Irving next summer, then, maybe they have something going. So, but for now, they'll be at probably the bottom of the division. Now we move on to the Central. First place. This one was close for me, but I'm going to go with the Indiana Pacers.
Really?
Oladipo. They got Sabonis, Tyreke Evans, Miles Turner, Corey Joseph. I think they're talented. They got a lot of scorers. They have length. They can defend. This team is going to be a problem. The thing is, are they ready to take that next step to move into the Eastern Conference Finals? They're that good yet. We'll see. We'll see how Oladipo continues to develop. I think Tyreke Evans definitely is going to help him immensely because I thought against Cleveland they needed that other dependable scorer. They got scoring from a lot of different guys. Turner at times. They got it from Thaddeus Young at times. They got it from C.J. Miles, Corey Joseph, like I mentioned. So they got the scoring from a lot of different players, but can they have that other consistent scorer? Meaning, if Oladipo is getting you 25, can Tyreke Evans get you 18 every night? That's the difference. So I think we'll have to see how they develop as a team and how they gel. But I like that team to actually win that division. I think they're probably the most talented outside of Milwaukee, but I'm gonna go with Indiana in first in the Central. Second place, I have the Milwaukee Bucks. They let Jabari Parker go, but they do have Giannis. Coach Bud, they brought in a coach. They felt like that was the missing thing, and it seemed like it was because there was a lot of mental mistakes and just end of the game decisions that I don't want to put it all on the coach, but there was something missing there. So maybe they need a new voice.
What?
Coach Bud he's a very good coach. He had led the Hawks to a 61 season in the Eastern Conference Finals for the first time in the franchise's history. So we'll see what he can do with Milwaukee. I think he'll get the best out of Giannis, obviously. And, they have talent. The Bucks definitely have talent. So, Chris Middleton and Eric Bledsoe. So they got some guys over there that can play. But I'll have them finishing behind Indiana in the Central. Will it shock me if they win the Central? No. Like I said, it was very close, but I'm going to give the slight edge to the Pacers. Moving on, we got in third, I'm going to go with the Cleveland Cavaliers. Still have a lot of talent. Jordan Clarkson, Rodney Hood, Larry Nance Jr., Kevin Love's a perennial all-star, and they got Colin Sexton. He's the key. Will they turn the keys over to this kid from day one? I don't believe so. I think they'll bring him along, not so much slowly, but I think it's gonna take time for the veterans on this team to accept him as, not even the leader, but the point guard of the team, to direct them and things of that nature. So I think it's a trust issue, whether they've got to play with him. He's new. So it's going to be interesting. I think they'll get up and down because that's his style of play. That's Clarkson's style of play, Hood. These guys definitely like to get up and run. So I have them finishing third in the Central. Fourth, I'm going to go with Chicago. They're young, but I think they're going to surprise a lot of teams. They definitely have talent in Zach LaVine. Chicago's Chris Dunn. I like that kid a lot, man. I think Chris Dunn's got a bright future ahead of him, and Chicago's going to be a problem. They added Jabari Parker, so I think that three-headed monster right there, Lauri Markkanen, we can't forget about him. They're going to be a handful. I mean, they were a handful last year because of their offense. I mean, they just kept coming, shooting away at three after three. So they're definitely going to be a team that I think, whether or not they win a lot of games, but I think they'll definitely be fun to watch. And bringing up the rear, I got the Detroit Pistons, Blake Griffin, Andre Drummond, Reggie Jackson. Will it be enough to make the playoffs? In my opinion, no. They're missing something. And I think it's going to probably cost Van Gundy his job.
Yeah! Fire!
They're missing something to me. I mean, I don't know. Like I said, maybe Reggie Jackson coming back and having that stabilization at the point guard position helps. But I don't think so. I just think the teams above them are better. I just think they're better. So I have the Pistons bringing up the rear in the Central. And that's going to do it for today. Like I said, tomorrow we'll finish up the East, and then we'll jump into the West. That'll probably finish up the week. So we'll see. It's getting close. We don't have too much further to go before the season starts. So not too much longer to wait for the real action to start. But once again, thanks for tuning into the channel. Continue to like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you hit the bell. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. We do this every day. So thanks for watching. See you tomorrow.